Hey everyone, and thank you for tuning in to my Sound Paint podcast. Sound Paint was a concept I created about 10 years ago with the goal to be rooted in a safe community for musicians seeking music education from an angle of just wanting to explore and enjoy music and sound and grow together in their skill and ability. I also feel very strongly about the connection between art and music. It is my love and passion to read different physics studies and explore the correlation between sound waves and light waves. Light waves, which, when broken down, are basically the colors that we see. I love the idea of approaching writing music with color in mind. That is a huge source of my inspiration when I play. With that in mind, I think you get the reason why I call this project Sound Paint. As we go along, I'll be describing what I'm doing as much as possible for everyone listening in without the video. If you are interested in seeing what I'm doing, as well as listening, you can catch me on YouTube. The link for this episode will be listed below. Or if you yourself are interested in learning music and want to check out any of my music courses online, you can find my website at www.soundpaintacademy.com. I'm always adding new courses, and I'm always open to hearing new ideas for courses that you might like to try out. So here we are, another hopefully beautiful Saturday, wherever you are. I really hope you enjoyed what we did last week because we're going to now play with what we learned last week. To recap, real quick, for anyone not watching this on YouTube, strongly encourage you to be watching it. But if you're not, I will do as much describing and use as many adjectives and explanations and words as I possibly can. I am working with my Keylab 88, as always. I have a special guest who's going to come on as well. A little bit of a surprise. And I am working in Ableton Live 11 because that's my jam. Okay. So, recap real quick. Reviewing color and sound. Basically, sound waves are slower than light waves. Light waves convert into color. Sound waves are in the hertz range. Color is in the terahertz range. So, if you take a note, say it's A440, that's That's A. If you multiply that A, that is 440 hertz, 40 times, you go up into the terahertz territory, and now it is color. And that color we discovered was a reddish orange. And to have fun with it, I colored, as I did last week, this track. I colored it reddish orange. I'm going to stick to A for my keyboard, which may feel a little silly because you may be like, well, you're just going to play A. And yes, I am just going to play A. But I have a little bit more to add to it. Both my mom and my sister are artists, and they've both really always pushed that appreciation of color usage and style and so on. And through osmosis of them talking, I've picked up a few things too. And I really value that. I found this YouTuber. His name is Listening In. And he did this video called What's the Sound of Color? Kandinsky and Music. And for those of you who know about art, and you know who Kandinsky is, cool. If you don't, he put an extreme amount of emphasis on the importance of color and how it evokes feeling and emotion. And he was also pretty obsessed with how abstract music could be. And he strongly believed that there was a connection between color and music as well. And he has this whole kind of rule book of like, this color is this instrument in this particular range, and I thought it was really cool. I'm not saying he's necessarily using our mathematic equation, but it's still really cool that other people chase this connection as well. Let me give you a little bit of an explanation. We are going to play around with orange and blue. Now, orange, as I had said, is A in the terahertz range. So I'm going to stick with A on my keyboard, and we're going to record something. But I picked a synthesized brass instrument, which is using, from what my ear can tell, it sounds like a square wave and a sawtooth wave. If any of you feel differently, comment below. I'd love to hear what kind of oscillators you think are being used in this sound. And Kandinsky believed that trumpets evoked an orange sound. I believe Kandinsky also had synesthesia. We talked about that a little bit last week. I picked this cool synthesized brass sound. And I really like the fact that we're using a synthesized sound because shapes were really important to Kandinsky as well. And we're using wave forms. We're using what I believe is a sawtooth and a square wave. And so if you could think of like squares and like jagged edges in a painting, you could think of it that way. And like I said, on the keyboard, I'm going to stick with A. So I'm going to record that, and then I'm going to loop it, and then we're going to add something else. Actually, I should probably tell you what that something else is going to be and what my special guest is. My special guest is my upright bass. I don't play her very much because honestly, I was trained for electric bass, but I love her just the same. And Kandinsky believed that, and this is where the blue comes in, Kandinsky believed that an upright bass, like a upright double bass, was a deep blue color. And to go back to our math equation, a deep blue color is a D, the letter D. So I'm going to play D, and then actually below, according to the math equation, a C sharp, which is just below D, is kind of like still blue, but it's kind of like going into like a greenish blue. So I might throw that in for some flavor. I don't know. So we've got A, orange, brass instruments. And then we've got blue from my upright bass, but I'm gonna leave her there for a second. It's gonna be more exciting when I bring her on with me. I just don't want to pick her up, really. I'm just being lazy. Okay, so here we go. All right. Got like kind of like a trigger thumb at that last one there. All right, so we're going to stop it there. Going to do a quick quantization. All right, now I gave myself a bit of a head start so that when I throw my bass in there, I'm ready. All right, now I just have to arm my audio and we'll see. Okay, so here she is. She's a little bigger than the screen will allow. Okay, I'm excited. I'm gonna put a compressor on the channel. Here we go. We'll turn that down just a tad more. Okay, try this again. All right, I like that. So there, we have A's, we have D's, we have some C sharps that are adding a little bit of a green. We have this bright light that's blinding. There we go. We have some orange brass instruments. We have some dark blue double bass. We got some latency, which is like a delayed response, like I hit the note and I don't hear it immediately, which is kind of annoying. I really gotta practice that more often. It's a lot of fun. But it's very unforgiving. Like if you don't have your chops like up to speed with a double bass, you better practice. All right, but anyways, there we are playing with A, D, a little C sharp, some blue, some orange. We got some color. You got some art history, I guess. I don't know if I'm qualified for that one, but like this video, subscribe, please. I would love it so much if you did. Check out my courses. We do lots of fun stuff. This is for everybody to enjoy. All right, have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.